Calling in dragons. Yes, I am. Hello and welcome back to Raising Dragons. And I don't know where you are in the world, but where I'm at, it is super hot. I think some dragons are loose, but I know my dragons are probably walking around with a hoodie. Yeah, those type of dragons. I want to open up and let you in on a perfect quote by my favorite guy, my guy, Albert Einstein, when we're talking about imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be known, know, and understand. And I find that quote very, very interesting and also very true because we only know, and I tell my kids this all the time, you only know what you know, but your imagination can take you above and beyond. When we are raising our children, and especially our dragons, I know we all were young at some point and we all had our imaginary friends we talked to, had imaginary animals, we created imaginary worlds, especially when we're playing with other people. But when we're dealing with a child that is special and has special needs and on the spectrum, their imagination is what helps them thrive. They do things differently. They think differently. They react differently. And I think that for me, I see it as this is like their imagination world. And we have to, well, I know I have to, with my son, adapt to him and his world. When, kids start to walk and, crawling when they're babies, my son didn't crawl. Like he rolled all over. And for him, that worked. So in my head, I had to adapt to his world, where in his world, he's rolling. He chooses not to walk. And we were sort of baffled a little bit as far as why he wasn't walking, because there wasn't any medical reason why he couldn't walk. He just chose not to. And when he started to get more mobile and move around, he walked on all fours everywhere. And in my head, I was thinking, well, maybe he's imagining he's an animal because, when kids are little, a lot of the theme songs, a lot of the cartoons are all animal based, and animals are doing, all the talking and conflict resolution and imagination play. So he would always walk on all fours, no matter where it was. And sometimes it was, I'm not even going to lie, and when we're in public, it got a little embarrassing because my son would walk on all fours. Not only just embarrassing, but also unsanitary because we were huge sticklers about not the ground is dirty, you can't put your hands on the ground. But here's my son who wants to walk on all fours outside. So of course there was lots of gloves, lots of hand washing before now, lots of sanitation before now, when he would be out and about in public at the mall or at the park walking on all fours. And I feel that with our children, we have to let them be kids and we have to let their imagination grow and flourish because that's how they learn themselves. That's how they know things. That's how they learn things in their own unique way of learning. I know there's something out about the way that we learn, like we learn by sight, by sound, by smell. We're visionary learners. Auditory learners are those who learn by hearing. Those a lot of children who learn by hearing, they can pick up a tune and they can say the tune, they can sing the song. Then you have the visual learners who have to actually sit there and who have to see it. They have to see it a couple of times before they can even learn it. Then you have the those that do. I forget what that's called, but those who learn by doing. And children, when they are using their imagination, they're using all of these, and it helps them with engaging with other people. It helps them with knowing how to um, deal with society. their social skills, their skills with people and learning as far as education and things like that. And I know from I have 5 dragons, and they all learn differently. And my son, who is on the spectrum of autism, he is also teaching us his world, his way of learning. And we're also learning how to use our imagination in our own world, because I know we are tired of adulting, those of us who are adulting hardcore, that some days we just want to be a kid. Some days we just want to, not do it and just have fun and laugh and, you know, use our imagination, and not just for the adult world, but also for, with our kids, because sometimes we have to get down on their level to know exactly what it is that they're feeling, what they're going through, what they want. With my son, we're very hands-on, and we have to, with us, it's like a kind of, in the beginning stages, it was like a kind of, you ever played that game, not mime, but you all we Pictionary, where you had to draw things and they had to guess what it was. With my son, it was always something we were picking up, because he's also nonverbal. So we were picking up, do you want the phone? Do you want the pen? Do you want the crayon? Do you want this? And he would shake his head no, or he would yell and scream, and we knew that wasn't it when he was yelling and screaming. And so that got us to really open up our lines of communication, and also our imagination on helping him to communicate and figuring out how to communicate with him. We also created like tons of there was a board that we created for him, so you can look at the board, and it was all of our pictures on it, his favorite things, and his favorite things that he would play with, and also things to do, and also the sign language for him, because we were also, as he was learning sign, we were learning sign. And I learned from a very special lady that in the deaf community, your facial expressions mean a lot when it comes to signing. And if you ever watched a program where they had someone who was signing, and they do their signing, and they also have their facial expressions and their body expressions, and she said that is very key when it comes to communicating with those who have a hearing impairment. And with my son, we were doing everything, because he also has a hearing impairment and he has a vision impairment. So that's why the board had mostly everything on it. Then we went from the board to a box. Um, the box grew into a tote, and now we have these great little things. Woohoo! We call it his go get your chewy box, because my son is also a chewer. He likes to chew on non-food items. Don't worry, it's all sanitized. So when we tell him go get your chewy box, there's all his things in here that when he wants to either play with, or that he wants to occupy himself with, or use his imagination with. And they're these quick little things, and they peel apart. See, and this is kid friendly, by the way. Don't mind me. They peel apart, and he can put them together any way he wants. He can make like a face. He can, let's see, it came apart in my hand. And it has 5 pieces. They're non-toxic, and they don't break. And he can use these to count with. We use these also for colors. We also use these for shapes, because they make different shapes. I don't want to put this on my middle finger. And there are these, and these are in his chewy box. And there are other things in here um, that he can, they're squishy things for those who like soft things, those who like hard things. They're all in the chewy box. And if you would like a chewy box or know where to get them, you can email me at crystalirvin.ce@gmail.com for these. I wanted to also give you some resources here. Also, sorry for the pause. People are, I'm in a fish tank, And I guess today I'm really in the fish tank because they're here. One of the resources that I find really great is Ready for K. Ready for K is evidence-based text messaging program for parents of children from birth to third grade. It's at no cost, so don't worry if you're thinking that, oh my God, they're going to text me, it's going to cost absolutely nothing. And each week you'll receive fun facts and easy tips to boost your child's learning, which I like to also say boost your child's imagination. It gives you wonderful things to do with your child, and also for yourself, and also for others to help when it comes to learning to play, learn through play. Again, with education, learning ABCs, one, two, threes. Cooking with chemistry. I know you're thinking chemistry, you said third grade, but hey, there's chemistry all around us. Popping popcorn is actually chemistry, and you could do that with them. And I think that is a really great resource because sometimes we're like on Google, it depends too. So if you go on Google, you can be anywhere from, oh, my child is learning to, and is a masterpiece to, oh my God, we have to go to the hospital. Something seriously wrong. So it depends on where you're going on the Google and what page you're on. But this one is really great because it's really straightforward, really comes to your phone and gives you all the resources that you need for, and also tips to help you with your birth to third grade child. And the next resource is CAP for Kids. CAP for Kids will help you and also help you find community agencies in your area to improve and enhance the lives of your child, your children, your teen, and also families. They have education resources, job training for those of us who have older dragons. That is also very key. Um, they also have immigration services if you're in need of that, nutrition, literacy, and more. This is also another really great resource because as our children grow and develop, their needs change, and also our needs change. And we need additional resources and additional outlets and things for them to do. And CAP for Kids is really great when you're going beyond Ready for Kids, which is to third grade. So this one will take you from birth also, but all the way up to the teenage wonder years, as I like to call them. And the teens are wonderful. Wonderful is a very good W word, and that's also free for you, and also within your community you can find, they help you get a list of resources to help you connect with people. Also, if you need professional help, if you need peer social and community based, and also some self-help care for that's on the cap4kids.org. Those two resources are ex they're exquisite, they're perfect, and you can't go wrong with going with them. Um, One of the things that also helped me with my kids, and especially my son, is as hard as it is as a parent, as hard as it is as a human to not have expectations and to not to put my expectations on him, because he's a gem. He is completely different. He is unlike any other child I've ever known, to include the four that came before him. He does things on his own time, his own way, but he gets it done. And it's just amazing to watch. And it's amazing to watch his siblings be involved in his growth and also his accomplishments. And it also helped me in my profession, and also moving forward and helping other parents who have children who are also on the spectrum, as I like to call my dragons. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at crystalirvin.ce@gmail.com. I appreciate all comments. I do reply back. Don't be shamed. Don't be embarrassed. We are here to help you. I am here to help you. I'm here to advocate for you and your children. You don't have to do this alone. Tune in. We are changing the time from, I was coming on at noon, but noon seemed to be a little challenging. I thought it'd be great because you're thinking like lunchtime. You can come on in with your snacks or not. However, lunchtime could also be nap time. So changing it to Wednesday. It's still going to be Wednesday. It's your midweek. and it will be at 7 o'clock. So hopefully this works out for everyone. It works out for me. My other dragons are at cheer practice. The other dragons are at home playing on their tablet. And dinner is done. Everyone's fed, and I can come and spend some time with you. I'm going to leave you with this last quote. The opening quote was Albert Einstein. This one is a man everyone knows, everyone loves, everyone has made rich and famous, and kids go crazy over his last name, Walt Disney. And his quote is, every child is born blessed with a vivid imagination. Ta da! And now look at Disney. So, on that note, thank you for tuning in. I will see you next Wednesday at 7 o'clock.